Hey, this is DJ Ashba from Guns N Roses, and you're listening to BODS Mayhem Hour.
Welcome to BODS Mayhem Hour, your source for all hard rock, heavy metal, new metal, alternative, punk, horror punk, hardcore, rock, and all local bands, with your host, John the Bod, a.k.a. the Bodfather.
Hey everybody, welcome to BODS Mayhem Hour. I'm your host, John the Bod, a.k.a. the Bodfather. As always, I'm bringing you guys awesome interviews, and today I have none other than Mr. DJ Ashba from the mighty Guns N Roses and Nikki Sixx of SixxA. What's going on, DJ?
How are you, brother?
Doing pretty well. You guys are kicking ass right now with Guns N Roses and the new SixxA CD coming out, so...
Yeah, a lot of stuff going on. I'm in LA right now doing a photo shoot. Heading up to Nikki's house right now, and then I fly out to Bethlehem with Guns, and we're excited to play there, and then we go to Rock on the Range, and that's going to be insane.
I will actually be at Rock on the Range next Friday, and I'm so excited to get to see you guys, finally. This is the first time I've got to see Guns N Roses, and I've been a Guns N Roses fan ever since I was in third grade, so...
Nice. Well, you have to come by my booth. It's the first time I'm actually bringing my clothing line out to Rock on the Range. We're setting up a tent. We're going to have, Jaeger shots for free and Monster Energy, and I'm going to be there. It's going to be a lot of fun. Great chance to just party with the fans.
Awesome. Can't wait, and I hope I get to meet you out there, man.
Hell yeah.
Since you're in SixxA, plus you got Guns N Roses, how do you balance it between both bands?
Well, Guns N Roses obviously is my priority, just like Motley Crue is for Nikki, but... SixxA is our labor of love. We never set out to do a band with SixxA. To this day, we still don't have a drummer. We've always kept it very pure. It's three songwriters, three friends, three producers that got together to write an album, actually just for fun. We never had a clue it was going to have the impact that Heroin Diaries did, it's one of those things where we really enjoy making albums, and it's turned into a band. It's turned into kind of a quiet monster, so to speak. But it's something we just love doing, and and we would love to get out there and play some shows, eventually. But right now, Nikki has the big farewell tour going on, and we have tons of touring with Guns going on, and just everything will happen when it happens, and
Yeah, and you guys just did the Revolver Golden Gods Awards. I mean, how crazy was that for you guys to get to headline that?
Yeah, it was really cool. It was great playing it. It was really great running in and catching up with all my old friends from LA. Nicolas Cage was there, and Andrew Dice Clay was there, and just so many people. It was great to see Alice Cooper, and just so many people were there, and it was just a fun time.
How much freedom do you have as a guitar player being with Guns N Roses? Does Axl want you to do it a certain way, or is it just whatever you bring to the table?
No, it's whatever I want to do, I can fucking do, and that's what's cool about it. Axl has never once said, you got to do this, you got to play a Les Paul, you got to do it. Never, never, never. And that's what's so great about it. Axl's in a position to where he absolutely probably could pull that cock card, but he just doesn't, and I have a lot of respect for him for that. In fact, he's the opposite. He gives us all the freedom to write our own solo pieces and gives us the entire stage and audience to showcase our talent, and it's really cool. He's just, he's really fucking fun to be in a band with,
What about you and Bumblefoot? How much do you guys feed off of each other as far as guitar playing ideals back and forth?
Well, a lot. Me, him, and Richard play off each other quite a bit. I mean, we're constantly switching off solos, and we've been in a band since I joined 5 years playing together now, and and playing a lot of concerts together. So you really can almost finish each other's sentences, when it comes to the guitar, so to speak.
Being with Guns N Roses, I know you guys play a lot of stadiums, but does it really matter to where you play? Do you prefer the festivals or just you guys? What's that to you?
I don't really have a preference. I know some people are like, I like smaller places, I like bigger places. me, I just like a fucking crowd that loves what we do, and as long as we have that, it's game on, you know, and we get up there and we just fucking give it our all, you know.
And what can fans expect at a show from Guns N' Roses who have not yet got to see you guys yet?
Oh God, I wish I had the answer. All I can tell you is it's always unpredictable. If you've ever gone to a gun show, you never know what's going to happen, and it has a very, you know, there's a recklessness to it that Guns has never lost since day one, and I love that about being in the band. You just never know what to expect. The only thing I can promise is it's going to be very high energy, you know, rockets and bombs, and just, you will have the time of your life for sure.
When you first took the stage with Guns N' Roses, DJ, and you heard the fans singing along to the songs, how did that make you feel?
It gives you goosebumps, especially when you're in countries where they don't speak English. I mean, that's the crazy part. It's like, you know, they'll sing every word perfectly, and you're just sitting there going, wait a second, these people don't speak English, and it's a universal language, you know. It's just, music is just so powerful, and you really get a sense of the power when you do visit different countries and you're playing in front of soccer stadiums that, you know, everybody's jumping up and down at the same time. You can't even contain that much excitement and package it up. It's pretty surreal.
Since you mentioned that, I've asked several guests on here about this question. Do you think that fans are more passionate overseas than what they are here? I know that they go through more overseas than what we do here, but what's your opinion?
I wouldn't say, I would say they show their passion. They wear their passion on their sleeves a little more than we do. I absolutely, like, South America is just amazing to play over there, because in Europe and everywhere, but I think South America is probably, you know, the most, you know, passionate when it comes to showing their passion for music, and even Japan too. You know, there's you know, America, it's kind of, everybody is a little more, you know, the cool factor or whatever. But I don't necessarily think, you know, Americans' love for music is any less. I just think they you know, they just show it differently, and that's what makes the playing, you know, in South America so incredible, in Japan and places, because those crowds, they just go nuts. You know, it's insane.
What do you think that Guns N' Roses brings to the table for music, in your opinion?
In my opinion, it's just, you know, dirty, fucking reckless rock and roll. You know, I just, you know, I grew up on Guns. That's the thing I always loved about Guns is, you know, just the reckless, you know, kind of rebellious, you know, whole rock and roll thing about the band, you know, and that's never changed about the band, and that's what's a lot of fun about playing in this band.
Speaking of that, man, when you're talking about being rebellious, I remember in third grade, and this is the God's honest truth, I wore a Guns N' Roses shirt to school in grade school, in third grade, and they made me turn the shirt inside out.
And the right thing would be to tell them to go fuck off.
Yeah, I was going to tell them I'll take my juice box and go somewhere else.
Yeah, exactly.
But really, I mean, honestly, Guns N' Roses has been a big part of my life, and I've been a huge fan of it ever since I was a little kid. And I remember watching MTV when they played live, and back in the 80s, and they played Knocking on Heaven's Door and Night Train. I mean, that whole concert, I guess it's at CBGB, was just off the hook, man. I mean, that was insane.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that I get to see you guys at Rock on the Range, and thank you guys so much for the music, man.
You got it, bro. Thank you.
Since it's the digital age, do you think it's helped bands, or do you really think it's hurt bands? What's your opinion?
I actually think it's hurt a little bit as far as if you're established band. It probably hurt as far as physical album sales, because people aren't necessarily going to buy albums at record stores anymore. Mm-hmm. But I think it absolutely is a great thing, because it gives young bands and new bands an amazing outlet to get their music heard by a lot more people. And, you know, I love the fact that, you know, personally, I hate record companies. And so I love the fact that you're a little bit more in control of what you want the audience to hear. You don't have some A&R guy that that has zero musical talent trying to tell you, you need to write a song like this when they've never written a hit song in their life, So I think that's what's cool about it, is you can shoot your own video, you can record your own album out of your houses now and get the stuff out there, and I think that's super powerful.
I think it's really helped out the local bands who don't have all the money to go and spend all that on it, because I know
it's helped out the more famous bands too, because they don't have to spend $1-2 million on a video. You can go shoot a video for really next to nothing and get it out, and it's seen by just as many people as if you had spent that kind of money and got it on the MTV and whatever. So I think it's a great thing.
Yeah, I totally agree. And you see a lot of bands saying, "Well, we're going to do this CD ourselves. We're not going to go to some studio. It's just going to be us doing it." So I have some producer doing it. You guys recently played with Duff McKagan. He came back for a couple of shows. How was that?
It was awesome. I can't say enough good things about Duff. It was very, very. It's one of those things that I'll never forget. It's coming to. It's you kind of got to pinch yourself when you're sharing a mic with the guy, and it's really cool. And he's just so humble and down to earth and fun to be around.
How much writing music for you is a relief?
Oh, it's therapy. It's songwriting is therapy, but playing music is definitely an escape from reality. You get a chance to just forget about your problems, even if you're in the audience. Music is one of those things that's so powerful. Nobody can really explain it, that you just kind of can forget about your troubles and for that couple hours and just escape reality, and it's awesome.
I've said this 1,000 times. It's amazing how much, like you said, music is therapeutic, and it speaks to everybody in different ways.
Mm-hmm.
What would you say your favorite show has been so far? I know you played a lot of shows, but what sticks out in your mind the most?
I think Rock in Rio. There was 100, 200,000 people. I've never seen that many people in my life jumping up and down simultaneously together. There's bonfires starting in the crowds. I mean, it was nuts. It was off the hook. I've never seen anything like it.
That is crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah. There are people flying 10 feet up in the air. It was just unbelievable.
Well, hopefully we'll get to see some of that Rock on the Range.
Yeah.
Any new bands that you're listening to right now that you like?
Right now, it's weird. I listen to a lot of the radio stuff, but I'm more into, film music. I love, composers like Danny Elfman and John Williams. And, I just scored Eli Roth's theme for his new movie called The Green Inferno. So I'm more into that type of stuff when I just listen for fun.
What does it mean to you when you get an email from a fan, or they come up to you after the show and say, "Hey, your music, Guns N Roses music or SixxA's music has pulled me through a dark time"? What's that mean to you?
It means everything to me. It makes what we do so beyond worth it, And if you write a song that inspires somebody to better their life, there's just no more gratification you could ever possibly get out of a song or music or being a musician than that.
Now, how can people get a hold of you guys to say we still love your music or reach out to you all? How can they do that?
They can go to .com for me personally, and you can personally write me right on my website, or they can go to Facebook, Ashba Land, I believe it is, and Ashba Media. Both of those are mine. Or if you go to Twitter, it's just /DJ Ashba. Okay. So any of those you can write.
All right, before I let you go, will you care to do a promo for the show?
Oh, sure. Okay. Hey, this is DJ Ashba from Guns N Roses, and you're listening to BODS Mayhem Hour.
That'll work, sir. Thank you so much.
Awesome, dude. Sorry about the service.
That's okay. Hopefully get to see it Rock on the Range, man.
You got to come by our tent.
I will. I'll definitely do that.
All right, brother.
Thank you.
Bye.
All right, everybody, stick around. We got some Guns N' Roses coming up. That was Mr. DJ Ashba, and you only hear these interviews right here on BODS Mayhem Hour and Uber City Radio. Thanks, guys. Have a great weekend.